That was nearly a corner cut there.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, now you can. I had my mic off.
Oh, you're an idiot.
And I didn't cut the corner.
You nearly did.
Why? Oh, shit. This is going to be such a sketchy race.
Yeah.
Especially starting at the back as well. Fucking Jesus. Ooh. Are you just watching me?
Yep.
I'm right on the limit, man.
We'll push yourself.
We're getting a lot of people joining and disconnecting.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to calm my nerves.
Just don't pin it.
Thanks, man.
It's the best advice I can give. As your pit crew would say, keep it on the black stuff.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Just the motivation I needed.
Oh yes, of course. Just go faster though.
I'm trying, mate.
But keep it on the ground.
And out of the wall.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to spice it up every so often.
Have a squeaky bum time every now and then.
Yeah, brown trousers time.
We got hammer time and now we got brown trousers time.
Yeah.
Alright, mate. Thanks for telling me that.
Of course.
Brown trousers time would definitely be first lap of the sprint race.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is going to be sketchy as fuck. Did I mention that it's going to be sketchy as fuck?
Not at all, no.
Ah, it's going to be sketchy as fuck, mate.
Oh, fuck. But how sketchy as fuck is his sketchy as fuck?
Sketchy as fuck.
Oh shit, that's sketchy as fuck.
sketchy as shit.
This is scary, kind of scary as shit.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
There it is.
Brown pants moment.
Yep. Fernando, and he has a smash windscreen and he hit the wall.
I'll be amazed if I get another lap time in, but I've done a 118, so I can go actually faster.
Yeah, you know, Champ's still 700s behind you, so.
Yeah, he's only just come out, I think.
Yeah, he's 300th down now.
I'm just a sweaty tryhard, aren't I?
Yeah.
There's debris on the track, that's annoying. Still waiting to see Ben Parkey's time.
He's still in the pits.
Oh, he likes to hold his. He likes to keep his cards close to his chest then.
Yeah.
Oh, will I make it round in time?
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm up
There
to
you
the
are.
last one.
Yeah, you get there in time.
Ooh, just.
I hate these kind of videos, man. Ah, no, I can't watch that. Oh no, I cannot watch that.
What are you watching?
It's a video on Twitter of somebody purposely destroying a PS5.
What? Oh, is it one of those durability tests?
No, it's this guy pranking his friend.
Oh no.
He picks it up, you know, he's in the guy's room holding it, and then you know, as soon as the guy walks in, he slams it on the floor, and somebody else comes in with a sledgehammer.
Getting too much money, these cunts.
Then there was another video I watched the other day there. This guy outside in public just slams it down on the floor repeatedly.
Oh man, it's such a fucking waste.
But why do that?
Some people would actually fucking do anything to get one of those, man. That's just so fucked up. It's inconsiderate.
I'd give my left nosticle for it.
So yeah. Well, I'll give my right, maybe not my left, but my right at least.
My left is dead anyway.
Yeah, so's mine. But apparently the guy's getting a crap ton of hate for it.
No wonder.
Alright, let's go.
Let's get it on.
Let's get this on.
Let's get it on.
Let's get on.
Let's get it on.
Nice start there, Dan.
Roll.
They see me rolling.
Yeah, especially your first sector, you're nearly a full second out on the first sector.
Alright, 3, 3, 2, 1. What's happening here? I appear to be stuck. Ian?
When you're stuck.
Well, I'm stuck. If you can see what's on my screen, look on the stream. Look at the stream.
Okay. Because I'm going to need to load that up. I'm on phone. There you go.
Look at, oh my god, what is going on here?
What then?
Let's wait until the race starts and see if it sorts itself out.
Hold on, I'll change to a different driver, see if it fixes itself. Is it changing at all?
Nope.
No.
This is a little bit concerning. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. We might have to, I don't even know. Jesus Christ. At least I can exit the lobby so I don't have to restart the stream. We might miss the
Yeah.
start here, guys. Apologies to those of you watching live on YouTube. 12 of you waiting for this race to start. We'll have it coming to you as soon as possible. We've just got a slight... I want to say technical issue, but it's not really a technical issue. It's more of a Project Cars 2
Somebody's on
going
somebody on
nuts
drugs type
issue.
space cookies.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, if it wasn't for the fact that I was completely sober today, I would wonder if somebody had spiked me with some acid, because it does appear that something is definitely looking a little bit peculiar about this.
What's going on, boys?
It's like
Look at
Minecraft
the
meets
stream,
Project
Dan.
Cars.
Look at the stream.
So,
Yeah, it's still the same.
Right.
It's still the same.
Just
Right,
load-
you
just-
can
do we need to restart the...
No, it's fine,
No,
it's
no.
fine, it's fine.
Just,
Just jump out.
just back out.
I'll be back in a sec.
Andy,
We're
just
going to miss
back
the
out.
start, unfortunately, guys. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to miss the start, but we will be back in, hopefully, by the end of the first lap. This is a.
Oh,
this
so
is
we carry on?
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, just
carry on.
continue.
Yeah, just carry on.
Alright, okay.
It's fine. Oh, wait, we might actually get the start of the race, because it's formation, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll keep you updated with things.
Come on, we can get in for the start. Come on. We can do this.
Right, there's a notification that you've joined. The one just came around the first corner, so you're fine now.
Alright,
There's
I'm
already
loading
an
up.
exit and that's already off the track.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We should be here in time for the start of the race. We'll be on in time for the green. Right, let me just do a quick plug on Facebook. Even though it's not that not much of a
No
point.
bars on the wall.
You know that we've got Marion on
Have we? Has she come?
Monday at 1:30.
I don't know when I'm working yet. Then I never know until Sunday
No, but I
afternoon.
said to you, and you said it would be all right.
Oh, okay.
And Tuesday, I've got my Zoom.
All right. I'll make sure to
Oh
sort
no,
out
it's not this
your Zoom.
week. The Zoom is it? It's the next week.
I don't know, Nana. You tell me. I don't know.
No, it's just Marion this week.
Oh. So 1:30 on Monday.
Yeah, I can't fit up this one on 12.
Ah, that's alright.
Right, Andy, I think your camera's going to be completely independent of what mine are.
Say something.
Who are you watching at the moment?
Huh?
Right, then I need to
I'm
commentate at
watching
the moment.
Nando.
Right, that's fine, it's fine, they're corresponding.
Shall I?
They're linking up.
Alright.
No, you can't commentate, Nana. Because you would just say, and there's an orange car followed by a red one, and then you've got a blue one. You can't commentate, Nana.
There's two orange ones. It's not an orange one.
There's an orange one followed by a red and orange one,
Then a white one.
then a white one.
Orange and dark orange.
Yeah. Right, here we go. Right, I've got to snap into character now. Okay, watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go racing here for the sprint race here at Sonoma Raceways, LMP2s. We've got Nando leading us away. He obviously comes into this round sat last in the championship standings, so he's going to be the man to put his foot down, and once he goes, we will be green flag here for round 5 of the season, the penultimate round. We had Champ come in last week and put in a hell of a performance here, and we saw him running away with the feature race in the end. What do we reckon? Who's your prediction for this time out?
Well, Sonoma is a very difficult track in its own, in most types of cars, but in these it's going to throw in a lot more of a challenge. So, right now I'm going to be keeping an eye on Akbar and on Orthodox.
Oh, yeah, Opal's one to look out for, but we're on the way. We are racing here. Nando comes into turn 1. He gets a good start. DJ Phil sat in second place. It looks like he's trying to defend from TJ Humpy here as they come up the hill. And Nando's gone very wide. He's into the barriers here coming through turn 1. And that's gifted the lead to TJ Humpy. It looks like Champ's up into P2 there. You see Smoky Devil trying to get ahead of him as well here. But that's a terrible start there for Nando after a good bite off the line. But now we find TJ Humpy leading this race just ahead of Champ. Champ, the feature race winner last time out, already flying high here in this early stage of this sprint race. Looks like we got Ratchet, that's up into 4th place. Civic's got ahead of Smoky Devil up into 6th place. And Nicky's made his way up into 5th already here. Dan Davis, the championship leader, Unorthodox, is currently sat in 8th place at the moment. Looks like Ben Parkey has got up into 8th, so Unorthodox in 7th and Ben Parkey in 8th. The two championship contenders running next to each other at the moment. We saw in the practice session, Unorthodox was going very quickly, and Oakbot is already in trouble. And it's becoming a bit of a tradition here that our lead coordinator runs into some kind of problem on the first lap, and once again, Ian, we are seeing history repeating itself.
Yeah, it's like I've said many times throughout the course of this championship, Oakbar's not having the best of seasons. He's not really been able to truly come to terms with the car like he did in the first season. So I really don't know what's going on with him this season. It's a difficult one. It's very much like what we've been talking about with Roy and the Clues.
Yeah, it is a little bit, and I don't know what's going on with him this season. He won the LMP2 championship a couple of seasons ago. He was our season 3 champion here at Motive, but it couldn't be. It's a far cry from what we saw a couple of seasons ago for the Flying Dutchman. In the meantime, though, TJ Humpy's doing an excellent job of keeping. Oh no! It looks like somebody's gone wide there. Who is that? Somebody's gone off, and that's TJ. Oh, Nando! Nando's into the barriers once again at the same corner. He keeps misjudging his braking point coming up the hill. You would think that he would be all right there, but then again, I suppose it's the speed that you take into that corner is a bit of a knock-on effect from how you take the S's before that. But in the meantime, also, I'm just noticing Champ's got ahead of TJ Humpy up into the lead.
Oh yeah.
So excellent stuff there from Champ, getting himself up into P1. We've got Ratchidas there in the background, sat in 3rd place, currently with Unorthodox, the championship leader, closing the gap to him now. But Champ, now that he's got some clean air, we're going to be able to see what sort of pace he's got. And crucially, Champ is going to be taking points off of the 2 championship contenders, Unorthodox and Ben Parkey. But Unorthodox came into this round knowing he needed to put in a good performance to try and sort out the points deficit, because Ben Parkey's been closing it in on him over the last few rounds. Ben Parkey took 5 wins in a row up until Silverstone last week when he came 2nd in the feature race. But Unorthodox currently trying to claw something back here. He's looking to the inside here of Ratchidas. I don't think he's going to be able to make the move coming up the hill and towards turn 2. Is he going to be brave on the brakes? No, I don't think he is. Ratchidas for the time being holding on to that final podium spot, goes a little bit wide, cuts across Unorthodox a little bit there. We're side by side here, coming up towards the S. Bit of contact there. Ratchidas moves across him there. He's not giving this one up without a fight. That's going to allow Nicky to maybe be brought back into this one, and Nicky is also Ben Parkey's teammate. They both race for Team Prolapse, so Ben Parkey was in the comment section on YouTube giving a shout out to the Team Prolapse. Currently Nicky the highest runner of Team Prolapse in this sprint race. He's flying the flag. Ben Parkey will be wanting Nicky to try and get involved in this action with Unorthodox if he can, though.
Yeah, it's, Nicky and Ben Parkey, they're both very strong drivers. They're both 5th and 6th respectively to each other, and they aren't very quick close to Dan at the minute. It's just getting held up a little bit by Ratchidas. So it's just, I guess it's just the way that the track is. It doesn't always give the perfect opportunity for an overtake unless you're pretty much up behind the guy physically.
Absolutely. My Nan just asked me if the driver in 8th, Nan, is her. She asked if it was. She said that she's in 8th place, and I said to her, no, it's Nando, not Nan. So Nando's currently sat just behind Spliffmeister at the moment. He's got DJ Phil all at the back of him. DJ Phil always goes well. Oh no, as I say that, the commentator's curse has struck again. DJ Phil into the barriers. He gets it going once again. But you saw him just hit the wall there as I mentioned him. So definitely that commentator's curse. Or was it DJ Phil actually? It might not have been. I don't know, because it was DJ Phil that hit the wall. So yeah, very much commentator's curse there, striking as usual. In the meantime, Dan has got ahead of Ratchidas up into 3rd place here.
Oh yeah. Just looking at a comment from on the YouTube stream at the minute from Fury's granddad. Let her do it, Andy. She might get the prediction right in reference to your nan asking to do the commentary.
Yeah, Nana, who do you think is going to win this race? Who's your prediction?
Char.
You reckon Char? But he's in the lead, Nana. Come on, that's a very easy one to get right. You've got to go for someone who's further down. DJ Phil. So Nana's money's on the man, and currently sat at the back of the pack. DJ Phil is currently running around in 12th place. Yeah, he's 34 seconds behind at this point. So with 8 laps left to go, it's going to be a hell of a task for him. I've got to say, if he is going to get himself up into the race win, We're currently watching Unorthodox here, sat in 3rd place. He's a much more likely bet to come off here in this one. He's currently lapping some good lap times at the moment. He's the 2nd fastest man out on track after Champ, who's currently leading this race, and he's 4/10 up on his personal best coming through the first sector. Unorthodox is going to want to maximise the points that he can gain over his championship rival Ben Parkey. Ben currently struggling to make his way back through the pack, currently in 5th, pulling up onto the back of Ratchidas though is Ben Parkey. So let's see if we can get some eyes on Ratchidas here. There is Ben Parkey all over the back of him. But this is the first round this season really, where Unorthodox has seemed to have a pace advantage over Ben Parkey. Over the last few rounds, Ben Parkey has been clawing back that points deficit that he lost obviously in the first round because he missed the opening round of the season. But Unorthodox seems to have the ascendancy so far, and he might be able to extend his points margin. Oh, as we see Ratchidas getting into the barriers, gets all out of shape coming in the second S's, the downhill section, and coming into the final sector, and he's round and he's got it going once again. But he's lost the position there to Nicky, and he's down into 6th place now in this race. And Ben Parkey, crucially, given another position there.
Yeah, and also we never really got a proper look at what happened there. There may have been contact, there may have not. He could have easily touched the dirt and spun it by himself. So we'll just have to wait and see if there's any shoes required. As Nando does lock up his front right tyre, and that's never a good thing.
No, it definitely isn't. He's got Smoky Devil right behind him now, so he's going to have to watch out in his rearview mirrors. Last time around he lost a bit of time here, did Nando, 1.2 seconds. Smoky currently lapping in the 1:23s. And we see Nando going wide once again at his least favourite corner. Smoky's going to put alongside. Is he going to try and run him out of the road here? We're side by side coming up the hill, and Smoky Devil swoops round and up into 7th place. Good stuff there from Smoky Devil.
Yeah, Nando, that also he's not done much practice. Oh, it looks like he's... Oh, no!
Oh, no!
The Civic's just rear-ended him.
Oh, Civic there, coming off worse in that one. Oh, man, it just looked like he got a little bit too hot onto the brakes and ran into the back of Nando. Swiftmeister's up into 9th place, and we see there, that is...
I'm quite right what's going on with him.
I don't know what's going on with the Flying Dutchman, I really don't. He's had a horror show of a season in these LMP2s. We saw him earlier on, he finished on the podium in the sprint race for the GT3s. The feature race was a disaster due to Fury running into the back of him. Fury obviously not present for this LMP2s.
Unorthodox is up into 2nd.
Oh, DJ Humpy must have had a moment there, Ian. I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, he's got a penalty as well.
Oh dear. TJ Humpy's still sat in a podium spot though. He obviously started at the front due to the championship standings being as they were, the sprint race being a reverse grid of the championship standings. But he's now going to have to be careful, TJ Humpy, because he's got Ben Parkey closing in on him. And also, Unorthodox is probably going to be a bit wary because he's not going to gain as many points on Ben Parkey as he maybe would have hoped for and anticipated in the opening couple of laps of this race. He'll still gain 3 points on him. The championship gap at the top, Unorthodox goes into this round on 214 points, 7 ahead of Ben Parkey. If he, as it stands, the gap would be 12 points. However, if Ben Parkey can get ahead of TJ Humpy, then it'll be 10 points going into the feature race. Oh, as TJ Humpy gets a little bit loose, Ben Parkey surely is going to have an opportunity here coming into the S's. He has indeed. He's up the inside and into P3. Good opportunistic move there from Ben Parkey, who also... Oh, TJ Humpy very loose onto the dirt. But I just want to mention, Ben Parkey is minus a rear wing as well. Oh, as TJ Humpy gets well out wide, and somebody's lost their front wing as well. Let's have a look at the front two, Ian. Let's have a look at the front two. Let's have a look at Champ. No, Champ hasn't, so it must have been one of the back markers. I think, is it Oakbar? Let's get some eyes on Oakbar.
Oh,
yeah, it was Oakbar. He's lost his front wing. I could see it. It was a green front wing actually, so it must have been Oakbar's. I just saw it lying.
Yeah, he's the only green car out there.
Yeah, it was just a front wing lying in the middle of the track, and obviously Oakbar's had a hefty whack with the wall at some point around this track, so he now finds himself nearly a lap down on the leaders here. So he's just behind DJ Phil out on the track. DJ Phil doing an excellent job, currently sat in 11th place here in this race. We're just seeing a few comments coming in. Fury's granddad voicing his support for Unorthodox here in this round. Sim Race Train saying, oh, DJ Phil into the barriers! DJ Phil there, face planting the tyre wall, coming through the final corner there, and he's into the barrier. Oh no!
He's dragging his wing.
Oh man, that is gutting there for DJ Phil. He gets it pointing in the right direction once again, but he's lost time. He's now down to P12. Oakbar gets up into 11th place here in this race. Oh man.
Yeah. And of course, guys, as per you, if you do feel like you could take on these guys and these LMP2s, or in fact any of our championship contenders across all of our championships, then please do go over to www.motiveracing.co.uk and sign up there, and
Let me just interject there, Ian. It's motiveracing.com.
Motiveracing.com, my apologies, still getting to grips with it, sorry.
It's alright.
www.motiveracing.com and sign up for LMP2s, GT3s, Clios, GTE, pretty much every single class that you see on YouTube that we stream, you can be part of at any time, and we look very much looking forward to seeing you out on track.
Importantly, the new season will be starting up on the 4th of January on Project Cars 2. Our ACC GT3 season is set to start up on the 10th of January, so there's lots and lots to get excited about, guys. If this is it, this tickles your fancy, this is the type of stuff you want to get involved with, then make sure you go to motiveracing.com, as Ian said, and click on the tab that says race with us, and then click on the game that you want to race on first of all, and then that will take you to the Google Forms sign up sheet, and you'll be able to tick the boxes. So that'll be for this season. Obviously the new season sign up sheet not quite out and ready just at the moment, but it will be hopefully in the next week or so. But we're currently watching the man who's sat in second in the championship, Ben Parkey, comes into this round 7 points adrift of Unorthodox, who's currently running in second place at the moment. So Unorthodox will extend that gap to 10 points after this race, going into the feature race coming up after this one. But Champ, the new man to the LMP2s, raced in his first race of the season last time out at Silverstone, and he's doing a fantastic job. Also Champ, who's leading the race at the moment, is a former champion in an LMP1 series over at Rubbings Racing, which obviously has since disbanded, but he won that championship this time last year, and he's flashing his lights there. He knows we're watching him, he's listening to the stream, good on him. He's currently running away with this. Yeah, it looks like he is just coming up on some back markers, but he's running away with this at the moment. He's got just over 2 laps left here in this race.
Well, he's put on a show, for the races that he's been here. Sorry about that. He's just showing exactly what he can do. And that's exactly, especially for a tough track like Sonoma, normally used for NASCAR in the real world. It's hats off to him for being able to keep over a 10-second lead on such a difficult track in these cars.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when Opal sent me his track list, I saw some of the selections and I thought Spa, brilliant. Monza, absolutely fantastic. Silverstone, you've nailed it here, Opal. And then I looked at the number 5 and I saw Sonoma. I thought, hold on a moment. Hold on a second. Whoa, what's going on here? And then, but to be fair though, it's not a bad choice. I mean, if you can make it work, then it really is a sight to behold. Some of these guys dragging these LMP2 cars around it. I mean, Champ and Unorthodox are 2 drivers who really have taken to it extremely well. Unorthodox, the championship leader, currently sat in second place. He's having a much better round than his championship rival Ben Parkey, who's currently 12 seconds behind him. But crucially, Ben Parkey only 1 position behind him in this race, so he won't gain as much in points as he would like to.
He lost 2 seconds over that past lap. But during both of their previous laps, they're less than 10,000th of a second apart for the laps.
Yeah, well, the Champ comes over and does a 19.2 there, Ian, so he seems to be on another level at this point. Let's see what Dan does as he crosses over. It's so close, isn't it? 1/10 of a second between them.
Yeah, it's this proves exactly what level these guys are on. Obviously, Unorthodox, it didn't have the same kind of start that Champ did. Champ had more of a clear air start, whereas Unorthodox, he had traffic to try and get by. At that point, they just allowed Champ to try and run away.
Yeah, 100%. He doesn't want that to happen in this feature race. I'm sure we'll be back fighting coming up in the next one, but it's currently just under 10 seconds at the moment behind that race leader. We're currently running with Civic here, who looks like he's got Nando just up ahead of him here. Can he try and make this move? Nando's trying to fight this one, but Civic looks like he's going to sweep around the outside. He's going to have the inside for the penultimate corner, and he's got that one done. Very nicely done there from Civic, and he's up into 7th place.
Should we do an on-board cam for one quick lap?
Yeah, it's right on board with Nando. I know Spliffmeister actually. It's right on board with Spliffmeister, seeing as he's at the rear of this trio. See if Spliffmeister can get this move done. Oh no, we need to jump to Champ. We need to jump to Champ. We need to jump to Champ. Trackside. Trackside. Trackside, 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 Matt Champ, trackside, Champ, trackside, Champ, trackside, Champ, trackside, Champ, trackside. There we go. Champ has just taken the victory here in this sprint race, guys. He comes over and he lost a bit of time on that last lap, but he completely ran away with that one here, didn't he? I mean, absolutely fantastic drive from this man.
Yeah, it's, given the conditions here, and plus the amount of hills and dips that you've got in fast-paced corners, yeah, these cars are built for fast-paced corners, but when you've got a house to navigate as well, this man shows you how it is exactly it is done. Yeah,
he really does, and spectacular performance there from him. Unorthodox came over to take P2. He's going to gain some points on his championship rival Ben Parkey in that one. In the end, he gains 3 points on him, so the gap 10 points at the top of the standings. I don't know if Unorthodox managed to pick up the fastest lap bonus point.
Do I check for you real quick?
Yeah, if we can get some eyes on that.
Looks of it did actually.
Ah, okay, so Unorthodox's points gap at the top of the standings now 11 points to Ben Parkey. It's all to play for coming into this feature race, but I was saying earlier on, Ben Parkey has had a really stellar season since he joined us. Obviously he missed the first round at Spa, so he's really had to be playing catch up. He took 5 wins in a row between Road America and Silverstone. Champ took the feature race last week at Silverstone, which stopped Ben Parkey's run, but Unorthodox really seems to be getting it together in the later stages of this season. He's just finished ahead of Ben Parkey there. If he can get another place where he finishes ahead of him, then who knows, he might go into the final round with quite a healthy lead where he might only have to finish second in each race. But still very much in the open at the moment, this championship. I'm sure it's going to go down to the wire, but yeah, excellent driving there from Champ. He ran away with that one. Obviously joined us last week at Silverstone, and it looks like he's got the measure of both of the championship contenders.
Yeah, it's if we were earlier on in the championship, then I definitely say that Champ would have been in for a really good chance of being able to win this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame that he hasn't been in it from the start, but I'm sure that he'll be signing. Well, hopefully he'll be signing up for next season, and then we'll be able to see how he gets on. Obviously, with a full season and a pre-season as well to prepare, then he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that one.
So here we go, guys. We're just getting ready to go for the feature race qualifying session. It's going to be a 15-minute session, followed by a 35-lap feature race. So these guys have better strap in and prepare for what is going to be, I'm sure, some absolutely fascinating racing. It's just going to be a straight-up qualifying session, so everyone's going to be able to qualify, and we're going to have a grid order which is representative of the pace. So who knows what's going to happen, but I imagine it will be either Champ, Unorthodox or Ben Parkey for pole. I'm going to put my money on Champ for pole in this one. I feel like he just has a slight edge over the other two. Don't know about you,
Well,
Iain.
for me, I'm going to go for Unorthodox in this one. You showed some promise in the Prentice just before the first race there. It was roughly about 700th of a second faster than Ben Parkey. So, and I'm going to go for that.
Yeah, it would definitely. I mean, Ben Parkey, the thing is he's been on such sizzling form lately. He's been closing the gap consistently to Unorthodox. I still do feel a little bit for Ben Parkey because he missed that opening round. If he hadn't missed that opening round, he probably. I mean, you obviously don't know what would have happened at Spa. He could have been taken out on the opening lap in each race, but he would have more than likely be leading the championship at this point. But having said that, Unorthodox hasn't needed to push, and the thing is, over these last few rounds, he's just been cementing his position at the top of those standings. He hasn't really needed to take too many risks. He's been happy to bring it home in P2 for a lot of the races, so you can't really compare situations. You can't really say what could have been, because Dan very much has been managing that gap. He's probably had half an eye on those point standings throughout this season. So obviously now with the gap only at 7 points coming into this round, he's really had to respond. He's had to click himself into gear and try and fight for this one. And we've seen the results of it. He's obviously got the pace over Ben Parkey at this track. He's brought home that P2, made better progress through the pack. But Champ seems to be on top of both of these guys. We've got a few comments coming in on the YouTube stream here. Sim Race Train saying, let's go LMP2 boys. Remember to hit that like button, everyone watching. Thanks to these guys for putting on a great show. Really appreciate that, Sim Race Train. Absolutely love that.
And DJ Phil was already been disqualified.
Right, so... Oh
wow,
my god.
How do you do that?
You couldn't write it, could you? DJ Phil, what are you doing, son?
You can't write this stuff.
Well, DJ Phil is out of the qualifying session already here, but so we're down to 12 runners in the early stages of this feature race qualifying session. I was just trying to read through these comments. We've got Phil. DJ Phil actually said in the comments section for the GT3 race, he was looking... Hold on.
Mind.exe has stopped working.
Hold on. Making my way through the packs 30 to second just to keep myself from going from after starting grid. So Sim Race Train in the comments section saying Champ is looking good and he will be very fired up to win in his home country. Yeah, actually guys, we wanted to mention this. Champ in the Discord server earlier on said in the general chat section, or I think it might have actually been was it in the driver intros? He mentioned that he's going to be on a mission to make sure that he doesn't lose at his home track. In fact, this is the actual quote. He says, just want to drop a quick note for the commentary team. Today for the LMP2 race at Sonoma, as an American, I can't let these Europeans come in and beat us at our own backyard. So expect me to be extra motivated to pick up a W. Also expect the same next week as it will be Thanksgiving weekend and I can't not bring one home for the boys. Next week we're at Le Mans in the south of France, so he's hoping to bring it home for the USA over in France for that one.
Le Mans definitely going to be an interesting one.
Oh yeah, it really is. We've also heard in the build up to this one, apparently he's been doing 1 minute 17.4. Oh no. No, he hasn't. No, that's the world record, but he hasn't actually been doing that. He's close to it though. Oh, it's Xmart. Goes a little bit deep into the corner. He gets the sideways action there. Xmart. It looks like he's managed to get his broadband up and running, which is great to see. Obviously, he was in the comments section for the sprint race. He's managed to sort that internet out, and he is very much back out on the track now. He put in the YouTube comments section broadband backup, so I wonder if he's taking his PlayStation over to his neighbour's house or something.
McDonald's.
Yeah, or maybe somebody's brought their router around. I'm not quite sure.
Oh God knows. But oh, it looks like Nicky's got he's got a 2-place grid penalty.
Oh no.
Ah, that's not what I want to see.
That's actually
One more
gutting
and
there.
you end up in the sin bin like Phil.
Currently watching Nicky here out on the track at the moment, and it looks like Unorthodox has just gone top of the pile here in this qualifying session. He's done the fastest time as Dan, a championship leader, currently stamping down his authority. Obviously he started at the back for the sprint race, so he'll be wanting to do what he can with what he'll hope is to start from the front, Iain, and he's currently 3/10 up on his personal best there through that first sector.
Well, yeah, it's, when you do get, it's only that, that was obviously just his first lap round. It's still, even at that, it still gives you a serious morale boost, and it just motivates you to do, push that a little bit harder, and especially since he's got somebody in front of him to help with that slipstream. That's going to help him even further. Yeah,
absolutely. As we're currently seeing him coming up on some traffic there, coming into the S's. In the end, the traffic gets out of the way, but you can see it lost him 0.4 of a second. He was 3/10 up. He's now 1/10 down, and Ben Parkey seems to be getting himself together. And he's just gone top of the leaderboard here.
Oh yeah. what 1/19th for the top two. Oh, 100th of a second. Oh,
Yeah, there's not much
that's
in
gonna be
it.
a fun one.
Well, I reckon Unorthodox would have gone top with the leaderboard. Let's get some eyes actually on Dan, because I think he's coming towards the end of the lap here. But he was a little bit down low, he hasn't gone faster there. Well, he obviously got held up coming through the middle sector, which would have definitely compromised his lap time quite a bit. Maybe he's backed off and gone again. He doesn't want to get involved in any traffic here on this lap. Currently just under 10 minutes left to go in the qualifying session, and there we go. He's done the same sector one time as he did on the previous lap. He's once again 0.3 of a second up at the beginning of this flying lap here. That will be enough to put him on the top spot ahead of Ben Parkey, but can he keep it together for this middle sector? This is the sector where he lost all the time last time due to that little skirmish with that back, or not the back marker, but with one of the other guys out on the track. Oh, Ben Parkey's just gone even faster there, Ian.
Oh yeah, so he has, yeah. Oh, I just put it into the pits thinking that could be enough.
Yeah, brilliant there from Ben Parkey. Whatever he's been struggling with here at Sonoma over the course of this event, he's well and truly got to the bottom of that. But it looks like Unorthodox is on an even faster time as he comes to the middle sector. He's 0.6 of a second up. He comes onto the brakes into the hairpin for the final time here. Is this going to be provisional pole position for Unorthodox? Championship leader will be wanting to stamp down his authority and continue to push in his pursuit for the title here in the LMP2s, and he does do the fastest time.
Oh, 800th up.
That is a stonker there from Dan. Really is flying at the moment. Unorthodox and Ben Parkey currently with a bit of a gap back to Akbar in this qualifying leaderboard. Oh, as he gets sideways there at the top of the hill, coming through turn 4. Yes, Ian.
The pit lap, that's half. That opens high. Is it 1/4 or is it halfway through the second race?
It's 1/3.
Right. Right. Hold on. I need to figure that out because we're the only ones in here. We need to calculate what the pit lap is.
Wait, it's 35, so it is lap 9.
Lap 9. I'll put it out then.
I'll do it if you want.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, actually you can go for it if you want. Just make sure that you put the lap number in bold.
Yeah. How do you do bold again?
4 asterisks on either side.
Right. Okay.
So Unorthodox there, just emerging from the pit lane to go for another attempt to cement his position at the top of the leaderboard. Looks like Champ has gone P3 with that last lap, so our American driver is currently doing his absolute best to try and make sure that he takes a double win tonight here at Sonoma in these LMP2s.
There's no point in me doing it because I can't attack the LMP2 drivers.
Hold on, it's alright, I'll do it.
Go.
Let me just jump into... Oh, Champ just goes P2 there with that last lap. Goes 1/10 of a second off of Unorthodox, so he's currently splitting the two championship contenders. This is what Unorthodox will want though, Ian. He wants somebody to get in between himself and Ben Parkey and help him to try and build that gap back up that he's lost over these last few rounds to Ben.
Well, it's definitely going to be a fun one. So it's, these three, they're very much on the same level. It's just all depends on what the track conditions are like and how everybody else reacts on the start line.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's going to be very much down to the start. Obviously, you can lose the race at the first corner very easily. You know, the old adage, you can't win the race at the first corner, but you can certainly lose it. So I'm sure that the two championship contenders will be wanting to make sure that they get through unscathed. As we see, Dan getting all sorts of out of shape there, coming down the hills. That was a spectacular 360 though, and I've got to say that was very impressive.
Yeah, it's one hell of a tactic to warm up your tyres. I'll give them that much, but I don't think that would be very much authorised by the FIA.
Or should we say the MRIA?
Yeah.
Not the MRA, the MRIA, guys.
Yeah.
So unorthodox here, just coming into the final sector now. Obviously had that spin at the beginning of the lap, so this is not going to be an improvement on his current provisional pole time. There's Champ at the moment. I believe he's somewhere out there. He's currently sat in second. Oh, he's coming into the last turn. Let's see if Champ can improve his lap and put it on top spot here. Our American driver struggling his home race.
Best.
No, he looked like he was getting a little bit wide. Yeah, it's an outlap there.
Yeah.
No, I imagine what he was trying to do there was to maximise the entry coming into that last corner. He was going as wide as he could, so he could take as much speed out of as he could. He's really trying to make those small little gains if he can, and find margins in this LMP2 series between these guys at the top. We see their Champ, his first sector, 400ths off of his personal best at the moment. I'm sure he's going to be wanting to put this one on top spot ahead of these two, Unorthodox and Champ, but it's not going to be Ben Parky, but it's not going to be easy at all for Champ. He comes into this one as a reserve, so he will not be wanting to get involved in too many risky skirmishes if he does end up in a sandwich between these two championship contenders.
9 times out of 10 it will always end in zeros, especially for those that are in especially such a close sight as what Ben Parker and Unorthodox are.
It looks like Champ's backed off for that lap time there, and he's now a tenth of a half behind, well, off of his personal best coming to the middle sector. He's got out of it here. Unorthodox is just coming round. Looks like he's also had a mistake on this lap because he's 4 seconds down on his personal best at the moment. X-Mart's done a very solid lap though. He's currently in the 119s. He's just pitted, but he's only 1.1 seconds off of that time. X-Mart said he was gutted to have had his internet go down today because he really was going quickly in practice. As we see the current championship leader just coming around to start another lap time here, and he's currently top of the pile here.
Get 1 or 2 more in.
Yeah, I think he'll get two more laps in. He'll miss out on a third, but he should.
Yeah.
Including this one, it'll be 2 more laps for Unorthodox here.
Is that that's Berry we've got in now? Was he in the first race or did he miss it?
30, I don't think he was. I think he's a reserve.
Oh, there you go. And it looks like he's racing in Fury's car.
Yeah, it would appear so. Let's have a look at the championship standings. Yeah, Bertie doesn't race in LMP2s, but he has raced quite regularly throughout this season as a reserve. And once again, he really wanted some of this. I think he actually said on Discord if we could invite him, but obviously neither of us could because we're in the commentary box. I believe somebody in the lobby's obviously sent him an invite. He's just coming around to start a flying lap here.
Well, obviously it's not the best track to be racing on as a reserve, especially if you're not as used to these cars as you would like to be. So,
absolutely.
You know, it's a ballsy move, I'll give him that much.
Yeah, it was definitely some grandes cojones on this man, but got Unorthodox currently sat on P1. It looks like Champ has got a little bit closer in, but he still can't get it onto that top spot. Oh, it's Unorthodox doing once again. He's just trying to find that little bit more time he can, but he's not quite able to extract it from that car. There's a long pit lane here at Sonoma, Iain, so I wonder if Champ's going to get out in time to do another lap.
Well, if the fastest lap's roughly about 118, there's 135 left in the clock.
It's a long
and I
pit
would
lane
say
as
he's
well.
probably going to have roughly about 10 seconds coming at that last corner to be able to go up the line to start that lap.
Yeah, I don't know whether Champ's out there on the track. He is in the pits, but we're currently watching the... Here he is.
Moving.
Oh, it's going to be close in. It's going to be very close. He's going to have to be absolutely on it on this outlap with cold tyres. Is he going to get round in time? We'll have to see. I have to keep an eye on Champ. We'll come back to him in about a minute or so's time. But Unorthodox currently out there at the moment. He's on his final outlap of the session. He's been really pushing it since he took provisional pole in this session. He's been trying to find out that little bit more time that he can extract out of the car. I don't think there is much left in that, to be honest. And we know that the world record around this track is a 1 minute 17.8. He's only 0.6 of a second off of the LMP2 world record, so it's really flying around this circuit. He's coming over the line now to start another lap. This is going to be his final run of the session. Can he try and cement his place at the top? It looks like Ben Parky has given up. He's in the pits.
Oh yeah. Well, it looks like We're going to have one or two more people cross the line
Oh,
just in time
and
as
he's
he's
done it
lost
again!
it. No!
He's done it again! And he's into the barriers.
He's listening to us. He's more than likely listening to us now.
As of a few moments ago, Unorthodox is now minus a rear wing. So whereabouts is Champ out on the track? Is Champ going to cross the line in time to start another lap? Here he comes. Oh, this is going to be so close. Ian, is he going to do it? Oh, he does it!
He does it! No. Oh,
He's
yeah.
onto a lap. He's onto his final lap. Yeah. So this is the man who can take pole position away from Unorthodox. That was absolutely nail-bitingly close there. This is the man who might be able to put himself on the top spot and take the pole away from Unorthodox. He's going to be pretty fired up now, having just by the skin of his teeth got onto a lap, but he's already 2/10 down on his personal best. He's already up against it. He needs to find 4/10 of a second over these last two sectors if he is going to deny Unorthodox another pole position here.
Well, we'll do, from now we'll just keep an eye on Champ and see exactly how, see if he is able to actually pull back that pole position as he goes a little bit wide there coming out of that turn.
Yeah, he did just a little bit. He is coming up on some traffic as well. I believe that might be Ogbar up ahead of him. Oh, Champ's 4/10 down, so I don't think he's going to do it. I believe it is going to be Dan starting this one on pole. Champ just coming into the final turn now, onto the brakes. He's got a lot of time to find it. I do not think he's going to be able to do it. No, he's binned it. He's lost it. He's into the barriers. That is going to be that there for Champ. Where's Ogbar? Ogbar coming over the line, and he can't improve. Did he improve?
Oh, he did. Yeah, he got up. He was in 6th.
Ah, nice start there from Ogbar right at the end of the session there, putting it ahead of DJ Hompy. So excellent stuff there. One man I want to say a big shout out to in this one is as we see Champ. Oh my goodness.
That's a failed launch. He's trying to copy Fury right there.
Nobody can beat Fury with his ISS antics there. But Unorthodox taking the pole ahead of Champ. Not very much in it though. Fine margins at the moment. One man I wanted to say a big shout out to actually is Xmart. Sat in 4th on the grid for this one. He has really put in a hell of a show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially given what he missed out in the first race.
Yeah.
No, he put in, like you said, he did put in a good few laps during practice, and that's all he really got was a few laps. So given that amount of laps and still being able to put on 4th, given how close everybody's been so far, it's really good. It's respectable.
Absolutely. Fury's granddad is watching us in the YouTube section, despite Fury not being present for this race. He is still supporting us in the chat, so massive shout out to Fury's granddad as usual. We hope that Fury is out there watching this one as well, getting behind Unorthodox, one of his friends on the here at Motive Racing. Unorthodox is currently sat on pole position and could extend his championship lead over Ben Parkey with a good result here in this feature race. He finished 2nd in the sprint race ahead of Ben Parkey, who came in 3rd. It was Champ who took the win in the opener for the LMP2s tonight. Can he back that up with another victory, racing as a reserve in the later stages of this race, of this season should I say. But we're about to go racing here for the feature race. This is race 10 of the season in the LMP2s, round 5 here at Sonoma Raceway. Guys, if you like what you see on the Motive Racing channel, make sure you drop a like on this video. Join us at motiveracing.com if you want to get involved in the action for our upcoming season, starting up on January the 4th on Project Cars 2, and then we've got ACC on January the 10th. But with that being said, we're moments away from lights out here, and Ian, I want to get your 2 cents on who you think is going to take the win in this one tonight.
Well, it's definitely going to be across the top 3. I'm not going to try and implement the course on everybody right now. All I'm going to say is keep an eye on the top 3.
There we go, so the lights out and away we go. Our Orthodox gets a decent start off the line there, gets away nicely. Champ also likewise immediately sliding into that slipstream. Looks like Ben Parkey's got away well as well. We've got Ogbar trying to fend off TJ Hompy in the background there. TJ Hompy's already up into 5th place there. He's up into 5th, so good stuff there. Oh, TJ whacks into the back of X-Mart and takes him out. That was definitely looked like TJ Humpy's fault to me. He just ran into the back of X-Mart, and X-Mart comes off way worse down to P12. Then TJ Humpy loses it as well. He's gone off coming up the hill towards turn 4. So they both of these guys to the back of the pack already here. Bertie and Smithmeister seem to have got into all sorts of problems as well on this opening lap. But Unorthodox leads the way, and he's got away well. He's got a 4/10 gap to Champ with Ben Parker behind, and these three separate by a second here on the opening lap.
Well, as always, it's been a very eventful opening lap, and I believe in that instance with the incident with X-Mart, I believe he's spun it.
Champ going to move up the inside here of Dan. Is he going to make that move? It looks like he's going to... Oh, he pushed him out a little bit. And it looks like Champ is going... Oh, no, there's a bit of a collision there. Ben Parkey trying to get involved in this one as well. Ben Parkey, it looks like he's taken Champ out. Champ has spun there, so Ben Parkey not impressed with the antics of Champ. Champ trying to get involved in this championship battle. Obviously his main aim was to take the lead, but he's now down to 5th place here. Champ 4 seconds off of this battle, but Unorthodox crucially managing to keep on to this race lead here.
That incident between Ben Parkey and Champ there, that was a bit cheeky. Ultimately, you know, I didn't see exactly what happened. I believe that Ben Parkey may have just clipped the back end of Champ, and it just took him all around. Really speaking, Ben Parkey should have waited for him. But right now, I believe Ben Parkey's not really considering anybody else. He's just trying to keep Unorthodox in his sights.
I mean, I know what Ben Parkey's argument would be in that situation. Obviously, the aggression that Champ had coming onto the brakes into the hairpin was maybe a little bit uncalled for on Unorthodox. He was a bit aggressive on the brakes, and I think maybe Ben Parkey took a dim view of that. Didn't really like the way that Champ was potentially influencing the championship in that way, and so ultimately kind of went in a little bit ham on Champ there. Champ's down to 4th place. He's still very much in touching distance here. He's just behind Civic on the track, but Ben Parkey very much keeping Unorthodox on his toes at the moment. These two championship contenders. Unorthodox comes into this feature race with an 11-point gap in the championship. Ben Parkey really needs to get in front of him if he wants to have a good chance of winning the championship next week at Le Mans. It's absolutely nip and tuck between these guys though in the point standings, and I wouldn't want to be in either of these guys' positions, to be honest, because Unorthodox has got it all to lose. He's leading the championship, he's got the lead of the race. Ben Parkey will surely be sensing that a championship could once again get away from him. Last season in the LMP2s he lost it to Richie, came runner-up in that season, and this season it looks like he could be haunted by his first round absence, and it looks like we've got Champ's got ahead of Civic up into P3 though.
But it looks like he does have a penalty also. We won't know until the end exactly what that penalty is, but he still managed to catch back up the front.
He does indeed.
Oh, who's that off in the background? It looks like DJ Phil's off.
Oh, DJ Phil there having a moment there, coming up through the S's in the first sector. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's now down to 14th place behind Ratchedas. We see Ratchedas there. I think he's waiting for Phil. So maybe there's an incident there between those two guys. So that's DJ Phil back up into 13th spot.
Oh, hats off, and he goes straight off again.
Oh, DJ Phil going wide onto the dirt there, and maybe Ratchedas might fancy his chances coming up through this middle sector here, down the hill. It's this long sweeping downhill left-hander.
Hats off to Ratchedas for keeping it slow for that long. Well, DJ Phil regained his bearings and caught back up. So it's not often you really see people slowing down that much for that long, waiting for somebody to recorrect themselves after they're involved in an incident.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like we've got Unorthodox. He's got Ben Parkey very close in contention at the moment here, Ian. And Ben Parkey's not lying down and letting this one play out. He's currently keeping very much to the back of Unorthodox here. He needs to get in front of him realistically, this Ben Parkey, if he wants to take this championship, because if Unorthodox were to come home with the win of this race, not counting for Verstappen for a moment, he would have a 16-point lead going into the final race, which would mean that he would only need to finish in second in both races to win the championship. So even if Ben Parkey were to win the last two races next week at Le Mans, he would still lose the championship. Currently, it looks like he's trying to run the outside here of Dan, though. Dan's going to try and run him out of road. Great race in between these guys. It looks like Ben Parkey has pulled off an absolute worldie there. He's driven round the outside of Unorthodox, and he's up into the lead of the race. Iain, that is the type of moves that can win you championships. Unorthodox though is not going to take this one lying down.
Well, especially with Champ slowly catching up. They've now back within the second of these two. Ben Parker's took that one a little bit wide.
Oh, Dan's
going
going
back
to
up the
surely
side of him.
fancy his chances coming down the pit straight. This has played Champ right back into contention now, though. Champ is right between these two guys, these two championship contenders, and once again, Unorthodox having a little look to the inside. Ben Parkey covers that one off. He's not having any of it. Unorthodox, though, is going to try and get a nice run coming out of turn 2. He can't quite do it at the moment. But all the time that these guys battle, this has brought Champ back into play now, and anything can happen in this race. We're only 5 laps into this 35-lap feature race, and Unorthodox is already having to go defensive here on Champ. Champ is really playing himself into this one.
Yeah, it's given the incident that happened a couple of laps prior, Champ is just proving more and more exactly what he can do in these cars. As they just look at Ben Park, Champ has actually just went way wide on that left-hander there.
Yeah, he really did, and he's lost a lot of time there to the front too. It's giving them a bit of breathing space. Also, Ben is now pulling out a bit of a gap to Unorthodox. You can see the gaps over a second. Oh, Ratchet has lost it. Ratchet Acid, who's that? That looks like it might be DJ. Oh no! Ratchet Acid left the session, so he's obviously not too happy with the with something.
Well, I was looking at the map, and DJ Phil and himself were really close coming through the first corner. Then all of a sudden, I just saw one dot smack right into a wall and stopped dead.
Yeah, I don't know. Could have just been a racing incident between those two guys. But Ben Parkey still leading this race. Unorthodox has clawed back a little bit in the final part of that lap. Ben Parkey, though, over the course of that lap was 8/10 quicker. So Unorthodox has really got to get his skates on here in this one. He's got just over a second back to champion third. Looks like these three guys are starting to leave Civic a little bit, and it looks like it's going to be a 3-horse race for the win here in this feature.
Well, ideally for Unorthodox to be able to secure this win enough, the most ideal situation he could be in is if he overtakes Ben Parkey, then Champ overtakes Ben Parkey, just to give him that split of points, that little bit more. That's the most idealistic situation that Unorthodox could be in coming towards the end of this second race. Yeah,
I completely take that, and obviously in an ideal world that would be what he wants, but I'm sure his main aim right here is just to get ahead of him. If he can gain 5 points on him and pull out that gap, extend his championship lead to 16 points, that would very much leave him in the box seat for next week, because you've got to remember 2 races per round, you get 35 for a win and 30 for second. So if Unorthodox goes into that final round with a 16-point lead, even if Ben Parkey were to win both races next week, Unorthodox will win the championship. So if Unorthodox can get ahead of Ben Parkey and win this race, he leaves himself, I wouldn't say with nothing to do next week. He's still got to bring it home in P2, but regardless of what Ben Parkey does, he can... Oh, Ben Parkey's done it! Oh my god! Ben Parkey has binned it coming up towards turn 4! And that has allowed Unorthodox back into the lead of the race. Champ comes through to take P2. I do apologise, Iain, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh my gosh. That is... Oh, that came from nowhere there for Ben Parkey. For the past few laps, I have been watching him come through that corner, and he has been getting a little bit wiggly, getting a little bit loose. So it's, I believe in that way it was a little bit inevitable that the more he pushed to try and increase that gap, the higher the chance of him spanning that corner was going to be. And unfortunately, this lap was the lap that it happened on. Oh, that is so gutting there for Ben Parkey. I know you're obviously mentioning a ticking time bomb there. Continues making mistakes. As we see Unorthodox going straight on through the dirt there. He gets away with it just about. Champ unable to capitalise on that for the moment. But Champ's pulling up to the inside here. Coming into the last turn. He puts himself up the inside. He pushed him a little bit wide. Unorthodox there giving him the space. Very sportsmanlike there. But Champ is up into the lead now. So Ben Parkey will maybe be... possibly a right mile from Ben Parkey, seeing that Champ is now up into the lead of the race. At least Unorthodox isn't going to be taking too many points off of him as it stands. Unorthodox is wrong! No! Oh my goodness, that is facing the wrong way! And Ben Parkey's now ahead of him on the track. So this is... what is going on? The two championship contenders running into all sorts of issues here in the opening quarter. And look at that! Who's that? Who's gone off in the background?
It's not Ben. It's Civic.
It's Civic. Oh my goodness, Civic is putting it into the wall. So mistakes coming into this one. Oh man, I'm having a migraine.
I'm going to be in hospital.
Oh my goodness, this is absolutely unbelievable stuff. This is crazy. So,
I guarantee the police will be at my door by the end of the day.
So there, we see there, it's just the two championship contenders. They're obviously feeling the pressure quite colossally at this point, and it's pretty much left Champ with quite a clear lead at the front of this one. He's currently got 5 seconds over Ben Parkey. Question is now, who's going to finish in second in this race? Or obviously it's a long way to go. Ben and Unorthodox very much.
Well, given this lap is currently going up to, now going to open up that pit window, it's going to mix things up a little bit more.
Jamie Brazier in the comments saying, I come on to Andy screaming. Well, Jamie, if you missed it, we saw both of the championship contenders in this LMP2 championship, Ben Parkey and Unorthodox, both running into problems, having spins completely independent of each other. And now we see Ben Parkey slightly coming off better in that. He's in second place. He's 6 seconds behind the race leader Champ. Unorthodox now down to P3. Only 2 seconds behind his championship rival though.
The real question is, in terms of spinning, would you rather be the first person to spin or the second person to spin?
I'd rather be the first person to spin, because then at least when you see the other guy spinning, it kind of fills you with a bit of hope.
Yeah, I have to agree on that one. But in terms of the second guy spin, it's very situational. It depends on what time you've got to the other guy and what kind of area you're in on the track. Given that the part that Unorthodox was in was kind of uphill directly on a corner, it definitely didn't help his case there at all.
No, it didn't, and that's why he's come off worse, really. In the both of them having excursions in the early stages. So we are 1 spin apiece between the two championship contenders, Ben Parkey and Unorthodox. Champ currently leads this race by just under 6 seconds at the moment. Nicky currently running in 4th. Obviously got that position off of Civic due to Civic's spin coming through this section of the track. X-Mark running in 6th place at the moment. Ogbar, the Flying Dutchman, our lead coordinator at the LMP2, sat in 7th. Bertie in 8th. Spliffmeister, TJ Hompey currently rounding out that top 10 with Smoky Devil sat in 11th and DJ Phil rounding out the field. X-Mark here, you can see him, he's closing up onto the back of Civic a little bit. X-Mark didn't have an easy start to this race. He has run into a few issues. He's obviously minus a rear wing, which wouldn't make a difference in terms of damage, but it signifies that he has been off the track a couple of times and into the barriers.
Well, talking of that incident with X-Mark at the beginning, I cannot remember the life of me who hit him in the back end, but I believe just before that incident happened, I believe that X-Mark was actually spinning around anyway, and the person coming around the corner that collected him didn't have enough time to react, so I don't believe that the guy that collected his back end actually had any choice in the matter.
No, I think it's just one of those knock-on effects. Oh, it looks like he just completely drives round him there. Civic must have had a slowdown penalty there, Ian, because he seems to just back off.
Yeah, it's an odd one, that. You know, this track, it can be unforgiven for the penalties, given how slim the track is, how twisted the corners the tracks are, and given the elevation changes as well, you can't really see the track when going around most of these corners. It can be very unforgiving, as we saw in terms of going around and doing a spin the ruler, as Ben Parkey and Unorthodox have shown us here tonight.
Yeah, they certainly have. But Jamie Brazier in the comments section saying he's been practicing on it on Assetto Corsa. Is that ACC, Jamie? Is it Assetto Corsa Competizione? I mean, if you want to, you're more than welcome to join us. Well, next season's obviously starting up in January. In terms of reserves, we're a little bit oversubscribed, but if you want to sign up for our ACC Sunday League here at Motive, then you're more than welcome to join. I don't know if you're on our Discord server, but if you're not, you can go to the YouTube homepage and click the top right hand corner, or motiveracing.com. Yeah, you're more than welcome to join, Jamie. Sign up for next season. You'd have to start off in the 2nd tier, but work your way up, just like you do at Simplay in the Pro-Am series. It'd be good.
It's very rewarding. Yeah, but very good. We always welcome more and more drivers every season. It's always great to see that this community continues to grow, even this far into it. It's just something that always it humbles me amazingly that we can still grow and still gain members day by day.
Well, we're reasonably young, sim racing, or as a community really. I mean, we've only been around since March. We started off on Project Cars 2 with 3 leagues a week. We were running on Monday, Tuesday and Friday, and we've kind of developed into something which is much more sustainable and bigger. We've got 5 different leagues across Project Cars 2, soon to be, well, we're starting a 6th one once up and running once again. We're going to be bringing back the GT5 Genetic Cup next season, which Ian's very happy about.
Well, when I first raced them back in the first few seasons, I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but it's very much like the Clios. It definitely provides a lot more closer, tighter racing.
Yeah, it definitely does, as we can see there by PlayStation just warning me that it will turn off in 5 minutes, so we better flick a switch or something and stop that from happening. That's obviously because Ian's the race director today, guys. It means that I can just sit here, relax and watch the race. I don't have to press anything. Brilliant. It's lovely. I can just sit back in my chair and Ian's doing all the work on the cameras. It's beautiful.
Yeah, 20 quid of that button press.
Well, I'm racking up a bill here, guys. I'm racking up quite a considerable debt right now here, I think, by the sounds of it.
Yes, you are.
Oh, God. Jamie Brazier in the comments requesting some accents. I'm afraid not, Jamie. I'm far too cognizant for any of that this week. Fury's Grandad saying, please, no, don't worry, Fury's Grandad, don't worry. There's no risk of any of that this time around.
It looks like these two are actually near enough a second of each other now.
Yeah, he is. Kurt Hodgson in the comments mentioning to these guys to keep an eye on the 2021 ACC Championship. We're going to have three different ACC Championships over the course of 1 year, guys, in the future. We're going to be doing super seasons, 11 round championships for ACC, so we've got a packed out schedule. I'm sure it's going to be some of the best racing, most authentic sim racing experience on the PlayStation 4 platform that you can get. And Kurt's just put in the comments section, oh, Ian's not going to like that one bit.
I'm going to take it, and I swear to God, I'm going to slap him silly if it's what I think it is.
Oh, brilliant.
I swear to God, I see if it's what I think it is. You're getting slapped silly. I'm going to No!
It's a classic, Ian. Come on, you've got to appreciate these things. They're funny as hell.
Oh yeah, but when he brings it up every single day, it gets kind of annoying / old.
Maybe once we put it into the bloopers video, we can put it to bed.
Yeah, maybe, along with him.
But thing is, in the bloopers video, it's going to play on repeat. It's going to be like, it's going to be an echo and a few. You know, we might speed it up and slow it down a bit.
Well, at that point, that's okay, because I don't have to see it every single day when I wake up to see him saying it.
Yeah, that's probably true, I guess. You know, as I said, it will put it to bed somewhat. We're currently seeing the gap between the two championship contenders, though, in Ben Parky and Unorthodox, currently sat at, well, it's just over a second now, so it looks like Unorthodox is closing in a little bit on Ben. We'll keep an eye on the timing screens this time around. Both of these guys lap in a little bit quicker than the race leader champ, and we see there Unorthodox took 7/10 out of Ben, 8/10 out of the race leader Ben, so Dan is very much the quickest man out on track at the moment. We're almost half distance in this race. If you're Dan at this point, what do you do? Do you pull the trigger and try and get the undercut on Ben? What's your thinking in this point?
Well, right now it is very difficult. You've got 12 seconds to the guy behind. You've got just over a second to the guy ahead of you. It's given how long the pit lane in this on this track really is. It's very a difficult one. In my opinion, you'd probably waiting to see exactly what your opponent ahead of you does. and possibly either going in with them or going in a lap behind, after them, try and gain as much time as you possibly can while they're in there, and then while they're coming out, you'll have those little bit of a colder tyre.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's very much down to tyre temperatures, and having said that, we are in Sonoma, but then again, it's November, so the track temperature will be maybe suffering a little bit compared to what we're usually used to here in this part of the world. We're currently seeing unorthodox here. It looks like Ben's maybe responded a little bit this time around. I'd say he's probably about a tenth quicker. Let's have a look. Yeah,
no,
about a tenth quicker than Ben. No, unorthodox about a tenth quicker than Ben, yeah, so...
Yeah.
But now it looks like unorthodox has gained quite a bit coming through that first sector, because the gap appears to be down at maybe about just under a second now. This is really time for Dan to pile on the pressure and attempt to extend that gap in the championship standings.
Well, right now the best place that he could possibly try and attempt that overtake is the very same place that Ben Parkey made the move on him a good few laps ago now, and try and get back into that second place.
Oh, it looks like Swiftmeister's disconnected from the lobby. I don't know what's happened there. Maybe his internet popping out.
Oh, the internet's not been the best tonight, as we saw quite a few times in regards to a good few of our drivers. Yeah,
we absolutely did. As we're currently seeing unorthodox here, he's still piling that pressure on Ben Parkey at the moment. He's gained a little bit more on this lap so far. I would say the gap very much under a second. You can clearly see these two nip and tuck at the moment. Champ did the fastest lap last time around of those guys on that lap.
Oh, yeah.
1 minute 20.4. Champ really seems to be getting ahead of steam at the moment. He's pulling out that gap at the front. He looks very good for a stand-in victory here, despite the little collision that we saw with Ben Parkey on the opening lap, which knocked him back about 2 or 3 seconds. Last time around, unorthodox took 4 tenths out of Ben. Both of these guys losing hand over fist to the race leader, though.
Yeah, it's definitely the instance that these two have been involved in since the start of this race. It's definitely allowed Champ to run away with the rest of the race. That has, and he took the first race, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He won the first race, but
it's still pretty good.
Yeah, he looks on course for this one. For extending the championship lead if he can get onto the back of him. It looks like Dan's lost a bit of time there coming through the hairpin. Ben Parkey's pulled out a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
But it looks like Ben has just really got it together by the looks of it, because Dan's not particularly slow on this particular lap. 3 tenths down on his personal best is nothing to be sniffed at.
Well, that's it's a very odd one. You know, we've not saw him do anything out of order compared to what he's done every other lap. So it must be Ben just nailing those lines perfectly well. But the more that you push, the more that you try to get that there, the more that you do concentrate, the more chance of you becoming tunnel vision, and you end up having the repeat of what the incident that happened a few laps ago.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you need to kind of keep focused and remember the things that don't work. And obviously unorthodox, we saw in the qualifying session, kept making mistakes through that corner there that he just went through, but in the race he's been so seamless coming through there. It just goes to show that when you're pushing on the limit and you're trying to find every little tenth of a second that you can, it's very, very different to when you're just in a race and you want to stay consistent. You see he's just driving really nicely at the moment, keeping it tidy and consistent, and not allowing himself to get overcome by the situation.
Yeah, but also in the same process of him doing that, he has lost roughly 2 seconds already.
He has, yeah. It looks like he's maybe cooled off a little bit. His thing is, though, is he's doing his fastest times of the race. Ben has just found a groove, and whatever it is, he's really slipping into that groove right now. He's pulling away. Dan doesn't seem to have an answer for him at this stage in the race. Does Dan pull the trigger? Oh, he is. Yep, he comes into the pits now. So maybe those tyre pressures possibly getting a little bit too high. I'm not sure. Fury in the comments saying, "Come on, Dad! Come on, Dan! Bring it home." So
I thought you said Dad.
Yeah, so did I. So did I. I had to read that twice because it's the fact that it said Da and then Lad. So I looked at it and just read it as Dad. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, let's see. Looks like both Exmar and Nicky have got the jump on unorthodox in this lap. Looks, he's still going. He's not. Doesn't look like he's reached his pit food just yet. Yeah, no, he has. He's already moved. And he's out.
He's already been. So he comes out in between Ogbar and a little way up the road from Civic. So it looks like he's got some clean air here, and he's got 4 seconds up the road to Ogbar. We know that Ogbar isn't one to shy away from drivers who have already been into the pits. He tends to just drive his own race, and whatever happens around him is just basically just like somebody else's race. So
well, there's now a 40, give or take, roughly about a 30 odd second gap between Dan and Ben Parkey right now, and it just needs to try and focus, not focus on catching them as much, but focus on those lap times, try and get them out as much as possible. Then, at the same, not as much, but at the same time try and concentrate on trying to close the gap. But the more you concentrate on your laps, the faster they tend to get, and at the same time, without focusing on it as much, you do close that gap.
that's it, but he just needs to keep it consistent, but also he needs to find a little bit more time, because those couple of laps before he came in, he was losing time to Ben Parkey. Ben Parkey now not gaining quite as much last time around. Ben Parkey lapping in the 1 minute 21s. He's a little way off with the race leader Champ, who seems to just be running away with this win. We'll keep an eye on Dan this time next lap, because we'll see what sort of lap times he's doing. Now that he's been into the pits, as we see Champ coming round. Final turn now. He's just coming around to complete lap 20 of this race. He's driven a fantastic race in this one. Let's see if he can dip into the 119s this time around. He does. Oh my goodness, that is unbelievable. A 119.4 from Champ. If
I had a hat on, I would be taking it off for you, man. I really would be, because that is incredible stuff. I've been able to constantly improve without this slipstream or just anything. Just been able to come in here as a reserve and still be able to do that kind of just come off of this work. Ben
Parkey in second place is lapping in the 1 minute 21s. Oh, it's Champ goes a little bit wide. Oh, he's gone onto the dirt just a little bit, and that's maybe pushing too hard there. Potentially just a step too far for him. Just lapping in the 119s with still half a tank of fuel in that car was phenomenal pace from Champ. In the end, I don't think he could keep it up here, and I think he was just on the limit and going a step beyond the limit there.
Well, yeah, he's still got 27.4 litres in it, and I believe these guys do start off with roughly about 40 to 50 litres at the beginning. So, it's still relatively heavy at this point, and he's just pushed it a little bit too far.
That's it. We're seeing, at the moment, we've got Ben Parkey currently 14 seconds off of him. I was just going to say, just as Champ had that moment, that Ben Parkey is currently 2 seconds a lap off of him. Ben Parkey is a solid LMP2 driver. He's raced with us for the last 3 seasons now. First season he joined halfway through, so that's not, don't read too much into that one. Last season he was runner-up to Richie. This time around he's currently sat second in the championship. Very much locked horns with Unorthodox in the championship battle. He's been consistently up there or thereabouts for the last few seasons, and he's 2 seconds slower than this man Champ. Champ seems to be honestly in a league of his own. I don't know how he's going so quickly.
I really do not know. He's probably got some pro tips off of some LMP2 drivers. Also, the LMP2s have never raced here in real life, but he's still been able to manage to get some kind of tips for the bumpier tracks in the world that the LMP2s have actually been on, perhaps.
Yeah, very, very possibly. It would appear that Champ is coming up on some back markers here. I believe that's Bertie.
Yeah, it's Bertie.
So Bertie
ran in 7th place.
Yeah, 7th place, but he's a little way off from the leader. See Champ flashing his lights here, and Bertie comes into the pit, so that avoids that little scenario. But Ben Parkey currently 15 seconds behind Champ on the road. We see Civic here currently sat in 6th. He's already been into the pits for his mandatory pit stop. He's 8 seconds behind Unorthodox on the road. Crucially, Unorthodox is 34 seconds behind Ben Parkey. It looks like Dan has really picked up the pace. Now he's in some clean air though. He's pulling up onto the back of Ogbar. Question is now, is Ogbar going to fight Dan for this position, or is he going to allow Dan through and not interfere with the championship? Oh, is Dan right over the curb? Yeah, he would have lost a bit of time there for sure.
Yeah, back to 51 seconds. But his last lap around was a 1:21.1, and that was, that's near enough 600th of a second faster than Ben Parkey's last lap.
Yeah, it was, and he's currently doing a decent job here, is Dan. It looks like Ugbar's into the pits, so that's avoided any concerns that Dan might have had about getting held up behind the Flying Dutchman. He's now into some very clean air. He's got 12 seconds of open road in front of him. The next man in front of him on the track is Xmart, so now will be Unorthodox's chance to really try and reel in that gap to Ben Parkey. Currently still at 34 seconds between these two. If Dan can get ahead of Ben Parkey in this race and extend that points margin in the championship, he will go into the final round at Le Mans next week with a fantastic chance of taking this championship.
Well, I'm just looking at the map right now, and also, as we know, Unorthodox is coming into the long left-hander, and it looks like, it does look like Ben Parkey has just came round the final corner, is going into the pit straight already, so it's going to be a hell of a job given any major catastrophes between either Unorthodox or Ben Parkey. And I believe that the only buffer period that these two, that Unorthodox will have to really put the foot down to catch up to Ben is going to be in that pit lane.
That's it. That's going to be where the race is won and lost, I feel. Well, not the race, but certainly the championship battle rolling over to next week as we see Unorthodox coming up on some traffic here. I think that is most likely going to be...
That could be Bertie and Nicky. Yep. No, it's not.
Oh, Smokey's gone wide. Oh, Smokey well out of shape there.
That's Bertie.
It was Bertie there. So there is Bertie just coming through the first sector. He's very much got Smokey Devil in close proximity here.
Definitely closing that gap. Definitely closing that gap down to Xmart right now, especially with the help of these two back markers giving them that slipstream.
They would have been, yeah, certainly, but the gap between Xmart and Unorthodox currently is just under 10 seconds. It obviously was 12 seconds a moment ago, and Unorthodox flashing his lights already here, or maybe he's actually flashing at Smokey there. I don't know, but he's clearly a little bit concerned, and he might be losing a bit of time here to Ben Parkey here, but I think, you can see there, Ian, he's lost 2 seconds coming through that lap. He's now 36 seconds behind Ben. It's really looking like a challenge at the moment for Unorthodox. He's trying to pick his way through these back markers and keep on that pace that's being set by the guys up front. Yeah, Xmart pulls the trigger.
Let's see if that's back marker. I believe it is Bertie that's ahead of him right now. Once Unorthodox does get within that 1 second gap, that Bertie does just moves out the way and lets Unorthodox through without any hassle and lets him continue on his merry way.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Xmart, I think he's probably emerging from the pits right about now, but Unorthodox really...
No.
Oh, he's still in the box. Wow, he's been in there for a while.
He's refueling.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Probably didn't put enough fuel in the car by the looks of it. He's off and on his way.
Let's see where Unorthodox is. He's still not by that back marker.
He's flashing his lights here. He's getting a bit frantic now. Unorthodox, possibly desperation creeping into this one now. He's 58 seconds off of Champ. He's now 38 seconds behind Ben out on the track. So he needs a real hell of a shift in these last 10 laps if he wants to get back into that P2 and extend this points margin to Ben Parkey. Looked like he might have cut the corner a little bit there, coming down the hill through the S's. He's coming into the last 10 now.
Let's see where Ben is. Ben's up there coming around then the left-hander, and Unorthodox is just going around that first corner, that last corner, sorry. But Ben does have some traffic on both sides of him right now.
Let's get some eyes on Ben and see how he's doing with this traffic as we see Unorthodox going through turn 2 there, but Ben
Got by them.
yeah, he's been breezed by without any issues, so that traffic clearly adhering to those blue flags absolutely brilliantly. So Ben Parkey, he's got the gap that he needs to have over Unorthodox once he comes into the pits. He gets a little bit wide there, but he keeps it on the grey stuff just about, but he's very much sat in the box in this race. He will gain 3 points on Unorthodox after this round.
Well, Unorthodox is now a full minute behind the race leader that is champ, and well over. He's got a seriously considerable amount of time behind Ben Parkey right now. He's going to really need to put the foot down and concentrate as much as possible, not on what's going to be coming up in front of him in terms of back markers, which is seriously clear right now, but he really needs to keep his eye on that track and try and find the best possible lines and just keep the foot down and get those times in. Last time around he was 300th of a second slower that side. Yeah, roughly about 300th of a second slower than Ben Parkey round that last time. Let's see if we can try and pull the gap down for the best lap so far. And does he? No. Oh, that's a bad one.
Yeah, that was a disaster a lap time there from Unorthodox. The gap between Ben and Unorthodox now 37 seconds, so to be fair, Ben not having the easiest time of it either out there at the moment. These guys are also losing time to Champ, who's leading this race. In qualifying, Ben and Unorthodox were both more than capable of delivering the lap times to fight at the top, but in the race, Champ's just seemed to have the better pace. So we see Unorthodox getting all sorts of out of shape there onto the dirt. So Ben Parkey...
Dan, if you're listening, do not listen to us. Turn off the stream.
Turn off the stream, Dan. Turn off the stream. You'll get much better results. Your pace will improve. Trust me, Dan, on this.
Just put some heavy metal music on and go.
Ben Parkey's now got a 39-second gap to Unorthodox. If he were to come into the pits now, he'd probably come out with around a 6 or 7 second margin. Dan needs to just pull the blinkers on and really go for this in these last 8 laps. He's got enough of a gap back to Xmart. He can afford to make a mistake, and he'll still come round in third. He's just got to go for this now, because I'm telling you, Ian, if he can go into the last round of the season next week at Le Mans with a 16-point gap, or maybe, I don't know, a 14, even anything more than a 12-point gap, means he only has to finish in second for the final 2 races next week, and he's got the championship.
Yeah, and Le Mans, it's not really the best track for overtaking in a lot of places.
Dan is round! Dan has spun the car, he's onto the dirt there, you see him getting all sorts of out of shape, and I think that's that. I think Ben's going to bring this one home in P2. Oh no.
But, like I was saying, the Le Mans, it's not the best place, it doesn't provide the best chances for overtaking, so it doesn't, apart from the back end of the track and the one right-hander and the one left-hander coming down the first long straight. But that's your real only overtaking opportunities. The rest of it is just trying to keep up behind your opponent. So it's pretty much vital that you don't focus on who you're fighting against. You just focus on keeping it there. You just focus on what's ahead of you. Keep the foot down. Go for it. Don't look backwards.
That's it. You just got to focus on the job ahead of you and what's at stake, but or rather not what's at stake rather. But currently Unorthodox 7 seconds off of his personal best on that last time due to that little excursion that we saw. He's still the man with the championship lead as it stands in this race. Ben Parkey will gain 2 points on him. It's I imagine Champ will have to pass his lap just by the pace that he's been going at over the course of this race, but I think that it's going to be Unorthodox leading the championship going into the final round of the season next week. It will be a 8-point margin coming into, a 9-point margin even going into it. 8-point margin going into it, which will mean he has the ascendancy, but he's definitely got some work to do because Ben Parkey could take the championship if he wins both races. So Ben Parkey will know the championship is in his hands. Unorthodox will go into it with a slight advantage and the edge in going into it though.
Well, given that although we do have champ here, he's very much a very big wrench in both of these guys' works. But right now, if it wasn't for champ that is currently coming up to his lap on Orthodox, he definitely puts a very big wrench into these guys' works. If it wasn't for champ, then Ben would have the first place. He would be getting a lot of points right now if it wasn't for champ.
I just want to throw in a quick disclaimer here. Obviously, it's not really a disclaimer, but I don't know how else to put it. But champ hasn't pitted yet, so Dan will not be a lap down by the time we get to the end.
Yeah, and plus also with it being roughly about 30 to 35 seconds, from start to stop to end, it's looking pretty good that Ben might just get the jump on him, but bearing in mind Ben has still to pit as well. Yeah,
it's true, but it looks very much like Ben Parkey's going to take that P2 and gain those 3 points in the championship on Unorthodox, which he really does need going into that last round. It will give him a bit of momentum. Still though, Ben Parkey after this race will be 3 races without a win. Obviously he took 5 in a row before that, and champ could very much take points off of both of these boys next week at Le Mans as well. Still very much all to play for.
Well, the one thing these guys need to remember is that since there isn't as much turns, there isn't as many elevation changes and everything like that in Le Mans, they don't have to worry about downforce as much. They can purely set the cars up for straight line speed and just try and get as much as they can out of those engines.
Yeah, that's it. But obviously around this track, it's such a high downforce track. The setups that we're going to be seeing next week are the total polar opposite from what we'll be seeing.
Dan has a penalty.
Oh, Unorthodox there, obviously falling foul of the race director at some point around that lap. We're not quite sure where, but it shouldn't matter too much for him. He's got a 35-second gap back to Xmart running in P4. It looks like Xmart's got Ogbar and Nicky very close behind him though, Ian.
Oh yeah. Ogbar running in 5th right now. That's it's pretty good from given what's happened to him tonight.
Yeah, given the start of the race that he had, it's been a good recovery drive from Ogbar. He's not too far behind Xmart at the moment. Nicky, on the timing board it says he's closing in on these guys, but he doesn't look like he's anywhere near them at this point, so I'm not quite sure what is going on there. But Xmart just fending off Ogbar at the moment. Looks like champ, the race leader's into the pits.
Oh yeah. Where's Ben? He's just, he is a long way off.
Yeah, I wonder if Ben's going to try and long the stint out, in which case he will lead the race briefly up until champ does come in to make it, or up until he comes in to make his own pit stop. Yep, champ's off up and away.
Looks like Gaurav, he's coming at him.
Yep, Ben Parkey following suit.
Looks like Unorthodox is going to be nowhere near Ben Parkey by the time that he comes out of this pit, regardless of how long this pit is. And it's probably one of the longer pits in Project Coach 2.
I reckon Ben Parkey's going to have about a 10-second gap to Unorthodox.
Yeah, it could very well be, but he's getting the foot down. He's definitely going for it. He wasn't that far off of Ben Parkey's last lap round. Looks like Ben's moving once again.
The long pit lane at Sonoma though. Be a little while before he's up to speed. It really does. There's 2 sections to it, aren't there? Really, as we see Unorthodox.
Yeah, you've got the first bit that's nice and straight. Then you've got the slight left-hander set of pits. He's already out. And that is
up to the top of the hill.
Yeah, roughly about a 10-second gap. You're very much on the dot there. Well done.
Was it? Oh wow.
Yeah, well done. Do you want a cookie?
Do I get to choose the cookie?
Yeah.
Can I Oh, now you're putting me on the spot. I don't know. Maybe some Maryland chocolate chip cookies. They're quite nice.
What about the cookies with the chocolate cookies, but they have the melted chocolate in the middle?
Oh, they are lovely.
Oh yes, I believe they're called the gooeyes. I'm sure.
The gooeyes.
Yeah, not that gooey. Yeah, not that gooeyes, but gooeyes. I'm sure. I'm not 100% sure on it, but
no, it sounds nice. I mean, I haven't tried that particular brand. One of my favourite cookies, and actually it's quite weird that I love these so much, but Morrison's do amazing chocolate chip cookies. I think they're probably some of the best. They do a pound for 25 chocolate chip. Yeah, they do a pound for chocolate chip cookies, 25 of them. So that's not a bad price.
Yeah. Well, the one chocolate chip cookies that I do like are the Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
I haven't tried those. I probably should.
They're really nice. They're kind of crunchy, but they're kind of softer as well at the same time. If you get me.
Yeah, I see what you mean. The chips are soft, but the actual biscuit's quite crunchy.
Yeah, it's not. The biscuit's quite. It feels when you first try to take a bite of it, it feels quite crunchy. Like it's going to just break, but then it just kind of peels away slowly.
Oh yeah, no, I like food like that.
Yeah, that's what they're like.
It just disintegrates.
Yeah.
Upon being consumed, it just falls apart.
Yeah, it's the one thing I did try ages ago when I first tried them is I put one of them into the microwave for about 15 seconds. And the chocolate chips inside they all just like kind of ran through the entire of the cookie. It's just like wow.
Yeah, sometimes depends on the cookie. I mean, some you can get away with that, some it's just not. You know, it messes it up a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I do love Morrison's chocolate chip cookies. They're probably my favourite. I've definitely got to try out these Chips Ahoy as well.
Yeah.
Let's get some eyes on Champ here, Ian, because I think he's just coming up on the line. Oh, he's still got half a lap left to go, but this man tonight racing as well, technically a late stand-in for this series. He joined us last week at Silverstone. He's going to take his third win of the season in only 4 races in his LMP2s. He put an end to Ben Parkey's winning streak last week, and he's going to continue his own winning streak this time around. 3 in a row for this man. As he comes into the...
When you go.
Here he comes out of the last corner now. It's going to be another victory for Champ here at Sonoma. He said he wanted to do it in the USA, and he's going to take the win in California this evening. Fantastic job from Champ, a double at Sonoma. He's been flawless tonight. He's really put in a hell of a show. Ben Parkey is going to come round the final part of this lap now. Well, it looks like the cameraman's not picking him up, so I don't think we are. There he is. Ben Parkey just coming into the final part of this lap now.
I zoned out for a second there, my ears were not working.
Ben Parkey here, coming into the last turn, puts his foot to the floor, and he's going to be carving down that gap in the championship to Unorthodox. It was 11 points going into this feature race. It's going to be 8 points going into the final round of the season at Le Mans. But if Champ continues to win races and take points off of these guys, then the championship is very much swinging it into the favour of this man here, who is going to go into the championship finale with an 8-point lead coming into Le Mans as he bins it over the line there. Everyone's spinning it over the line in these LMP2s now. It's become a bit of a tradition that Ben Parkey's set up here. So I think the top 3 are the only ones on the lead lap, by the looks of it. Quite incredible stuff. As Smoky Devil comes over to complete the race. Bertie there finishes in 9th. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
That is all she wrote for the LMP2s. Yeah, it has. So make sure you join us next week, guys. The championship will roll over to the final round of the season. Unorthodox goes into it with an 8-point lead over Ben Parkey. Champ, though, is going to be, I'm sure, looking to put a spanner in the works for these guys and try and take the win in both races. So make sure you join us next week, guys. Thank you very much to everybody who joined us live on the Motive Racing channel. Big thank you to you, Ian, for joining me in the box.
Of course, I always enjoy it every single week being able to commentate alongside yourself, giving my horrible start to the LMP2 championship. So I believe it in a way. It was kind of fate that I chose that car, my wonderful, colourfully slow car, then traded it into the commentary box.
It's much better to have somebody in the commentary box alongside me rather than talking to myself for 2 hours. So, yeah, big thank you for that. But anyway, guys, we are going to shoot off. We'll see you next week for the LMP2s. So yeah, make sure you join us for the season finale, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow for ACC GT3s at 6 PM, followed by touring cars at 8 PM. Thank you very much, and good night.
See you.